Hello students, myself Mehul Kodia from LJIET Institutes of Engineering and Technology. So in last session we discussed some graphic display devices, and in today's session we have to discuss one more topic, that is digital differential analyzer algorithm for line, that means DDA algorithm. Now you all know in a graphic display devices, in a CAD means computer aided design, we have to draw some drawing in graphic display device. Clear? So what is the source code run behind the screen? That means if one straight line, if you want to draw one straight line in graphic display device, at that time you have to choose line command and you have to give some value like 25 and one straight line is generated. But what is the logic behind this straight line is generated? So you all know in graphic display devices is full of pixel, and you all know value of pixel, that is 0 or 1. If value of pixel is 1, that means that pixel is glowing or emits. If value of pixel is 0, that means that pixel cannot be glowing. So what is the digital differential analyzer? This is the one method to draw one straight line. If you want to draw one straight line, that so minimum data required, that is coordinates of two endpoint like 1,1 and 5,5. If you have a two coordinates, at that time you can draw a straight line. But in which process is running behind this screen, means which procedure is running behind the screen? So straight line is generated in the graphics display. Clear? From one pixel to last pixel we have to reach, so that is the small increment in the line, and we can reach first point to last point. So this is the one algorithm. As you all know, what is the equation of the line? That is y is equal to mx plus c. Clear? So equation of line, that is y is equal to mx plus c, where y indicate the y-axis, x indicate the x-axis, m indicate the slope of the line, c indicate the value of constant. Okay, so digital differential analyzer generate a line from their differential equation. So differential equation of DDA algorithm, that is y is equal to mx plus c. That is the equation of the straight line. But in graphic display devices, the one program is run, that is the C language program. That program is the one cycle, that is the cycle is continuously running and reach first endpoint to second endpoint of the straight line. Means you, once you select first endpoint, then after we have to give some small incremental value and we have to reach the last endpoint. Clear? And we have to draw this straight line. So this is the algorithm for that. Clear? So this is the DDA work on the principle that simultaneously increment in x and y coordinate. Okay. So let's discuss about the slope of the line. As you all know, if the value of slope m is equal to 1, that means the angle, value of angle is 45 degree. As you all know, tan 45 is equal to 1. If the value of slope is equal to 1, at that time the slope of the line is 45 degree and it is equally divided in two parts, the first quadrant. Clear? So first quadrant have degree, that is 0 to 90, and the angle for the m is equal to 1, that is angle is equal to 45 degree. If slope is less than 1, that means the slope of the line, the angle, degree of angle, that is less than 45 degree. If slope m is equal to greater than 1, that means the value of theta, that is greater than 45 degree. Clear? One more thing, if slope of line is less than 1, that means the line always passes between 0 to 45 degree. Clear? If slope is greater than 1, that means line passes from between 45 to 90 degree. Got it? If m is equal to 1, that means theta is equal to 45 degree. Now we have to, now you all know what is the equation of the slope, that is m is equal to delta y upon delta x. M is equal to delta y, that is the difference of y coordinate, delta x, that is the difference of x coordinate. Now what is case number 1? That is slope m less than 1. Now we have to discuss all the 3 cases. Case number 1, that is slope m less than 1. M less than 1, that means m is equal to delta y upon delta x. M less than 1, that means delta y less than delta x. Clear? Okay, one more thing. If value of slope is less than 1, at that time the line is moving, or line increment of line in x direction is large, because slope m less than 1, that means if you increase this line, at that time increment in line in x direction is higher than y direction. Clear? One more thing. If slope m is equal to greater than 1, that means value of slope is greater than 45 degree. If you increase this line, at that time increment in line in y direction is higher than compared to x direction. This is the basic logic. Now case number 1, and you all know what is the equation of the slope, that is m is equal to delta y upon delta x. Delta y, that means difference in y coordinate, delta x, that means difference in x coordinate. Clear? So this is the slope. Now case number 1, slope m is less than 1. So in the DDA algorithm, we have to give small increment in x direction and small increment in y direction, and we have to reach first endpoint to last endpoint. Clear? So if this is in slope m less than 1, that means line increment in x direction is higher. So we have to give 1 unit increment in x direction and slope increment in y direction. Clear? So in case number 1, that is x is equal to x plus 1. That means first point's coordinate, that is x, next point coordinate we give 1 unit increment in x direction, that is x plus 1. Okay. Now the slope of the line is in any of the point is constant. Slope of the line is constant in any of the point on the line. Clear? So m is equal to delta y upon delta x. Now suppose first position of endpoint, that is xk, and next position of x coordinate, that is xk plus 1, because we give 1 unit increment. Okay. So xk is equal to, now what is the xk plus 1 is equal to xk plus 1? Clear? So what is the difference of x coordinate? Xk plus 1 minus xk is equal to 1. So delta x is equal to 1. Now you all know equation of slope, that is m. M is equal to delta y upon delta x. Now second position of yk plus 1 minus yk, that is difference of y coordinate. Denominator, that is xk plus 1 minus xk, and value of that is 1. Clear? So yk plus 1 is equal to yk plus m. Okay, so once again I explain you, the value of slope is less than 1. At that time the line is increase in x direction is higher. That's why we give 1 unit increment in x direction. Means suppose first point of the line, that is 1 comma 1. So we need to give 1 unit increment in x coordinate, means 1 plus 1 2. But in y coordinate we need to give increment up to the value of the slope. So here is the equation is that xk plus 1 is equal to x plus 1 and yk plus 1, that is equal to y plus m. That means we need to give increment in x coordinate 1 unit, but in y coordinate we need to give increment the value of slope. Got it? So this is the simple equation of the slope, that is when value of slope is less than 1. Value of slope is less than 1, that means line increase in x direction is higher, length of line in x direction is higher. That's why we give 1 unit increment in x coordinate. And according to that, we need to give increment in y direction as the value of his slope. Here, now if value of slope m is equal to 1, that means the angle, value of angle, that is 45 degree. And in this case the line is increased in each and every point. If you find out the coordinates on slope m is equal to 1 line, at that time like 1 comma 1 2 comma 2 3 comma 3 means x is equal to y, because the value of slope, that is m is equal to delta y upon delta x. And if you can find any point on the line of slope m is equal to 1, at that coordinate of that particular point, that is the both value of x and y coordinate are same. Clear? So you need to give increment in x coordinate 1 unit as well as in y coordinate in 1 unit. Got it? So this is the second case when slope is equal to 1. Now third case, if slope is m is equal to greater than 1, that means line always passes between 45 to 90 degree. In 45 to 90 degree, that means if you increase the length of line, at that time length increase in y-axis is higher than compared to x-axis. That's why in this case we need to give 1 unit increment in y coordinate. Clear? So yk plus 1 is equal to yk plus 1. Now in any of the point, the value of slope is constant. If you can find value of slope in any of the point of the line, so value of slope are set. Clear? So if m greater than 1, that means value of y coordinate is higher than x coordinate. That's why we give 1 unit increment in y coordinate. So yk plus 1 is equal to yk plus 1. And if you find out the difference of y coordinate, that is 1. Now equation of slope m is equal to 1 because the difference delta y is equal to 1. In denominator xk plus 1 minus xk. Now you need to subject the value of xk plus 1. So equation of xk plus 1 is equal to xk plus 1 upon m. Clear? So once you find out or solve the example related to DDA algorithm, so first you need to check out what is the value of slope. First you all need to find out value of slope. If value of slope less than 1, that means you need to follow case number 1. Value of slope is equal to 1, then you need to follow case number 2. If value of m greater than 1, that means you need to follow case number 3. Clear? So this is the simple method of DDA algorithm. Now we need to solve a numerical based on DDA algorithm. So this is the numerical. Calculate the point between straight point 5, 6 and ending point 13, 10. Now first endpoint of line, that is 5, 6, second endpoint of line, that is 13, 10. Now first we need to find out the value of slope. According to that value we can identify that according to which case we can solve this numerical. So starting point coordinates like x0, y0, that is 5, 6. Ending point coordinate, that is xn, yn, that is 13, 10. Now step number 1, find out the value of delta x and delta y. So delta x is equal to xn minus x0, 13 minus 5 is equal to 8. Delta y is equal to yn minus y0, that is equal to 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. Now according to delta x and delta y, you can calculate the value of slope. So m is equal to delta y upon delta x. So 4 upon 8 is equal to 0.5. Now value of slope, that is 0.5. That means in out of 3 cases, which case we have to follow? That is case number 1, because case number 1, that is m less than 1. So m value of m, that is 0.5. So we have to follow case number 1 or solve this numerical. Now step number 2. Now in case number 1, m less than 1, that means we need to give increment in x direction 1 unit continuously up to endpoint coordinates. Clear? So first we have to find how many steps we have to use in this numerical. So delta x greater than delta y is equal to 8 greater than 4. That means we have to give increment up to 8 steps. Clear? For reach the second endpoint. Now step number 3. Now you all know, you all remember the equation. If value of slope m less than 1, at that time we give 1 unit increment in x direction and slope increment in y direction. Now value of slope, that is 0.5. So first endpoint coordinate, that is 5, 6. Now we need to give 1 unit increment in x coordinate. So 5 plus 1, that is 6, and value of slope 0.5. So that value increment we need to give in y coordinate. So 6 plus 0.5, that is 6.5. Now we need to follow this process continuously up to reach the second last endpoint. Clear? So again we need to give 1 increment of 6 plus 1, that is 7. Again we need to give increment 6.5 plus slope, that is 0.5, that is 7. Again you need to give increment 1 unit in x coordinate and 0.5 unit increment in y coordinate. And you finally, if you give increment up to the 8th step and you reach the end point of the line, that is 13, 10. After that you need to plot all these coordinates in one single graph and you need to join all the points. So this is the solution of this numerical. So this is the procedure how the straight line is generated using DDA algorithm in graphic display devices. Clear? So this is the simple graph. If you need to plot all the point. Clear? After that you need to join all the point, and this is the simple straight line. Okay? So this is the digital differential analyzer that is used the small increment of first derivative of straight line y is equal to mx plus c. According to m we need to give increment. Okay. So in next session we discuss one more method to generate a straight line, that is Bresenham algorithm. Thank you.